Alright, so this is a list of just the phone numbers from today. It's a lot to go through. That's the problem, is that none of these places have been able to help so far. I started off with the Disability Law Center of Virginia this morning. This is after all the places that I called yesterday. You get the runaround. I've made calls to hundreds of places already. Well, at least 100. Some of those places I've called more than once. Like right there, some of the places keep giving me the numbers to places that I already have and already called. You can go down the list. I started off with the Disability Law Center of Virginia, and then Highlands Community Services, and then there's the Service Enrollment Unit. They require me to go to a different town in order to do this. They have an office in Bristol, but the other places keep telling me, oh, well, you should go to that place, and they're in Bristol. Yeah, but in order to get started with their services, you have to go to another town to do that. Then they got the crisis line, which is basically a suicide line. We know those are shit. There's Reach. I called them. They called me. They're supposed to talk to their supervisor and call me back. Department of Justice stuff. That requires me to have a place to work on it all. That's the thing, is that if I'd have had a place to go, a safe place to go after Natalie died, I wouldn't have been subject to the abuse that I had to endure. I wouldn't have been assaulted by Officer Lolatai. I wouldn't have had to do any of the desperate shit that I had to do, and I wouldn't have had to go to my predators' houses. Candace was out of my life for a reason. Lanny Engeline was out of my life for a reason. Amanda Engeline and Jerry Sparks were out of my life for a reason, and my dad was out of my life for a reason. Miss Peaches couldn't take me in, and I didn't have a place anymore because I had to choose between my government housing in Nebraska, where everybody that I knew there was pretty much constantly negative, or going to Ken and Leah's and living there, closer to my loved ones. At least if I was in Denver, I was close enough that Bailey Beers could come visit me, and James Golden, and OSHA too. I miss OSHA a lot. I've known her a while. She was always good to me. So the Department of Justice, Adult Protective Services, People Link, Social Services. It's a lot. It's a lot. In order to explain this to people in a way that they're going to understand, I need housing, safe housing. I mean, that place in Nebraska really sucked and all that, but with what happened to Natalie, that would have been somewhere where I could have done all the stuff that I haven't been able to do because I've had to depend on other people that I never should have had to depend on. Government services don't help you out unless you already have services. So I gotta go down to social services here in Bristol, and I have to try to apply for Medicaid or Medicare and a food stamp card. All these other places, they want money for not helping in all these other states, and in order for me to be able to defend myself and not have to do all of this desperate shit, I gotta have a place to do it.